Hi Sun Devils, my name is Amanda and I'm excited to share with you today my vision statement. When we look back at the beginning of this course, we can remember that we learned how for teachers to implement a curriculum that is goal-driven and specific. I've always wanted to be an early education teacher, but this is my first time sitting down and visualizing the type of classroom that I wanted to lead. I remember looking back to this first week's lesson and thinking about the type of culture that I wanted to create within my classroom. I learned that culture within classrooms impacts the students' well-being tremendously, so developing this vision statement for my classroom has been a huge deal for me. I wrote about how I wanted to implement a love culture in which students of any color, race, ethnicity, religion, and sexual orientation would feel open and comfortable enough to express their true selves. In Lesson 2, we learned about types of learners, hidden curriculum, and the effects that teaching methods have on students. We learned that typical American classes conform to traditional teaching methods, such as reading books and taking standardized tests. In my class, however, it is so important for me to provide different opportunities for my students to gain knowledge. From the Lesson 2 article, titled American Schools Are Training Kids for a World That Doesn't Exist, Edward stresses the fact that the best way for children to learn is to do. I want to get my children active within the community and provide hands-on experiences for them so that they may grow in knowledge, develop critical thinking skills, and conform into contributing members of society in their adult lives.
Say goodbye to your wife and children today, boys. You're not coming back.
As an educator, I must keep in mind what my students will learn in the outside world. With that in mind, I'll remember to keep my hidden curriculum positive and keep a high energy class with social and interactive lessons. From the glossary provided in our second lesson, we learned that because what is not taught in schools can sometimes be as influential or formative as what is taught. Next, we learned about space and material culture and how it applies to classroom. All I can say is that, according to the Lesson 3 lecture, children will need a stimulating, fun environment to help them be more productive.
Yeah, it's just
so, in
stationary.
other words, how can I make my classroom fun?
He's not even shaking.
I learned a lot of different
Just
concepts and ways
stationary.
in which I could make my
That's a static hole
classroom
right
fun
there.
through our text, fun, and pages. I'd like to bring up an example that Callie used within her classroom. Before the first day of her class, she went on home visits and took pictures of her students and their families. She then took the pictures of her students and placed them on her door. This was different from the traditional student's classroom because instead of having butterflies and colorful things all over the classroom, she made her classroom very personal to her students. Next, I'd like to stress that it's so important for children to feel safe within their classroom. Children feel safe, they will begin participating and they will contribute to the lessons and everything that
Show me what you got.
next week in Lesson 4 we learned about achievement gap. We learned that causes of achievement gap include low expectations for student achievement, uncertified and inexperienced teachers, limited family support, limited access to health and social services, lack of resources and materials in voting schools, and negative school culture. The achievement gap and cultural bias remains pretty significant for me because I have visited schools in Chicago and I can see how those who tend to live in minority neighborhoods tend to be forgotten about and feel excluded. It is important that in my classroom I make all children feel like they're included and like they're important. Although I will abide by standards and requirements for the curriculum, I will be sure to educate students on the material in my own interactive, unique, and engaging way. I will take risks and challenge stereotypes. I will create an environment that welcomes everyone to gain the knowledge provided in whatever way needed. Calloway does this in the book Black Ants and Buddhists when she takes her students into their community and she challenges the stereotype of homeless. Instead of participating in a food drive like many other teachers do, she teaches her students exactly where those canned foods are going. She makes it her priority to teach her students that anyone can be homeless and that everyone is at risk. Next, we learn about culture as a disability. Issues and cultural conflicts start to arise when a student who's inexperienced in a certain culture is given materials in this culture, but the student is not able to meet the standard like other students. So, culture as a disability is actually more common than many think. Whenever I moved from a city school in Chicago to the suburbs, I often felt disabled due to my culture. I dressed differently, I looked differently, I talked differently. In fact, I remember one time I was walking around and I was asking everyone where the washroom was. In Chicago, a washroom was a bathroom, but in Arizona, the suburbs of Arizona, everyone thought the washroom was a laundry room.
Spell red.
As an educator, I have to do whatever it takes to make the peace in my classroom. But in order to do this, I must have an honest and open relationship with my student. Calloway demonstrates her ability to tackle cultural disability through discussion. She asks open-ended questions and answers questions with questions. This allows students to really think critically. She provides opportunity for students to share their backgrounds and invites outside resources and families into her classroom so that her students can build connections with other cultures. So, fortunately, whenever I moved from the school in Chicago to the suburbs of Arizona, I was able to really connect with one of my teachers, who was actually my math teacher, and she helped me to feel comfortable in my environment and to ultimately conform. Because of her, I really think that I was able to be successful, move on to the next grade. It is important for me to develop a routine within my classroom so that I can be flexible with their learning material. So I'd like to remind y'all of Calloway and how she always implemented the schedule that was, standard and repetitive every day, but it was flexible. In the book Black Ants and Buddhists, Calloway recalls a time when the students were just not paying attention. They were looking out the window and they were wanting to be outside. One of her students missed show and tell time, and she wanted to go outside and share with her students, and they were not listening to the material and getting grass. They were not engaged. Because Calloway has a day-to-day schedule, she's able to be flexible with it, and she is able to take her kids outside and move the material and the lesson plans around.
So Fortnite's Tony Hawk now?
Furthermore, by developing routine rituals such as morning greetings and story time, I will set up a classroom in which my students are engaged. According to the article titled The Value of a Classroom Ritual and Routines, engaging the children and making them feel as a part of the community will benefit their willingness to learn. Greenberg
skate,
also
but
explains
not,
giving your children the
not
opportunity to
yeah. I heard
participate
they
in
tried
the
to
daily
make it
schedule will make them feel emotionally invested in the activities.
They're trying to cash in on the old school.
Yeah, skate.
Culturally responsive teaching is learning to teach in a way that is multicultural.
Cool.
In order to teach in this way, I must first know my students and their families. So again, I'd like to refer back to Callaway and how she said that home visits are so helpful and really helped her to be able to form connections with her students and with their parents and to learn about their different cultures.
Just play this game that I really like.
Home visits also gave her the opportunity to get parents involved throughout the year. They were able to sign up for field trips and sign up to be parent volunteers.
Yes, that's tricky, dude.
Yeah.
Like that shit.
A lesson article by Gay suggests that teaching methods in course curriculum and expectations must be conducive to learning for ethnically diverse students. So we can see that things like home visits and getting parents involved in accepting parent volunteers can really help teachers to become culturally responsive teachers.
Yeah.
I would like to conclude my presentation sharing my favorite concept in the black pants and boots.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
I believe that the real test of a successful classroom is, open quote, to have the least empowered children, the least articulate, taking a leading role in a dialogue, while the more articulate children thoughtfully listen and consider things from their classmates' perspectives before they comment or question. Close quote.
Yeah, nice building.
Higher ground.
Yeah.
Smart move.